I wanted to go over how you can export files and what kind of files are important to export. So I have a finished design, it's a flyer, and I wanted to show you a few ways we can do this. So we can go down to download, which is where you're going to be able to export all of your documents out of Canva. So let's go ahead and click on that file. You can do a PDF, and if you're going to send this to the printer or you're going to print it online, you want to select crop marks and bleed. That's going to add a little extra bleed and crop marks to your document, and that's required to get anything printed professionally. There's also the ability to unclick it if you want to make it a digital version. There's PDF standard, which is not going to have any of that crop mark options. That's probably really good if you want to have a PDF downloadable on the web or a digital PDF, and this is for print. So anytime you're going to be actually physically printing it out or you're going to be sending it off to the printer, you want to select that option. There's also your standard JPEG and PNG. PNG is great if you want to have a transparent background, which is only available to the premium subscribers, but I have workarounds around that, and I'll go over that later in the class. And JPEGs is going to be the same thing. It's just you're not going to have any transparency options for backgrounds. So I'm just going to download this as a JPEG. I'm going to pop it on a website. So you can go ahead and download it, and I'll go ahead and export it as a JPEG. Now that we talked about how to export files, I wanted to talk a little bit about file management in Canva. Canva is cloud-based, so you have to have the internet to be able to actively manage and work on your files. There's one small issue with Canva, and that is if you're working on a design and for some reason something happens, this has happened to me before, and you have a blank page, you have this nicely designed ad, and somehow you press delete and the browser accidentally refreshes, you will lose that document and it'll save it as this blank canvas. And it also automatically resaves. So if you change a design to how you don't like it anymore, and all of a sudden you go back to the home page and you forgot to save, or it auto saves, it can seriously mess up your work. So this is what I suggest to prevent any loss of work, is not only to save often, but to make copies every so often. So you always have a backup copy on Canva. So let's say I really like this and I'm working on it and I want to keep this as an option. I'm going to go to File and I'm going to make a copy. So it's going to make a copy. I'm going to have the original copy right here, but I also have another version that I can work with. And if this seriously gets messed up, so let's delete it, or I don't like where it's going, and this is auto-saving, it doesn't matter because I still have my original copy. So I do the same thing when I'm doing professional design work in Illustrator and Photoshop. I constantly make copies along the way, so if something happens to that one copy that I don't like and it accidentally gets saved, I always have a backup. And trust me, I lost an entire brochure one time because somehow I deleted a page and it automatically saved. And when I went back to recall it, that page was entirely deleted, and I had to re-lay out that entire brochure on that one side, and it was frustrating. So this is just a little tip to make sure this doesn't happen to you. So save often and make copies. File, make copy.